What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so we've been watching the scene unfold over the past couple of weeks, and especially over the past few days about what's going on with USAID, the federal government, Doge, the Trump administration. So, I'm enjoying watching all of this, by the way. In case you guys haven't noticed by the videos, I'm just outright enjoying every single minute of this stuff. But, something strikes me as peculiar with a lot of this. You're watching the reaction from the left. The reaction from the left has been one of outrage, one of disgust, dismayed, shock, awe, you name it, just all of the above, right? But what I find funny is that the left, they're constantly, just almost on a steady basis, lamenting the fact that we have all these greedy corporations, right? You heard Joe Biden talking about, we're going after price gouging. All these corporations just raising the price. You need to pay your fair share type of stuff going on, right? So what I find striking is that, come to find out, a lot of these corporations that they're constantly just decrying all the time are being funded by the government. In many, many ways, not wholly funded by the government, but substantially funded by the government to the tune of millions of dollars. And I just find it so strange that now, all of a sudden, now that it's Donald Trump actually coming in and rooting out the corruption, and Elon Musk, a rich billionaire who, in their eyes, that he's just evil outright. So this must be corruption. This must be bad, according to them. They can't see the forest for the trees that are in the way. There's too many trees to see the forest, obviously. So I just find this so strange, so just funny, just very, very peculiar. And I'm laughing at it, and I'm sitting back, look, like, where's the consistency and logic here? Where's the logic at all? Right? Somebody mentioned the other day that it was kind of hilarious. They said, I just noticed in your background you have a word that doesn't even exist. That's because I made it up. Yes, and I'm working on rights, proprietary rights to that word. I'm in discussions currently with Webster Laboratory, right? And I'm formulating a new word. I'm trying to get the definition of it. Which, by the way, if you want to know the definition, just ask me. I'll put it down in the comments section. But getting back to this, I got a clip to show you guys. Once again, it's MSNBC because they're falling head over heels in love with Doge, as a matter of fact.
The one place that they really have done everything they can to just destroy a part of the government, even though it's illegal for them to do so, is, of course, at USAID, which does foreign aid. And there's different arguments about this. I think presumably they started there and they went for their most radical action there because they figured that Americans wouldn't care, because they figured that this was not going to be an issue that Americans thought was an important thing. It's just something that, only Beltway elites would care about. And their voters, people in the heartland, they definitely wouldn't care because obviously it has nothing to do with them. How's that working out? Here's News Channel 12, KWCH in Wichita, Kansas.
The Kansas Farmers Union warns that disruptions to this program could eliminate an entire market for Kansas farmers. The initiative sends excess crops like wheat and sorghum to food insecure regions worldwide.
It'll certainly be an economic hit to Kansas farmers. USAID purchases about $2 billion worth of commodities that are grown not just here in Kansas, but across the country every year.
Kansas farmers freaking out about this because where do you think American food aid comes from? Does it come from Mars? No, we do not occupy Mars. No, American food aid largely comes from a place called America, where Americans live. The Associated Press has been all over this week, reporting that what Trump and Rubio and Musk have done already with this foreign aid gambit has already stuck literally hundreds of millions of dollars worth of food and medicine that has already been delivered to ports abroad, but it's sitting stuck in ports and it can't be unloaded because nobody knows what these clowns are doing. And they tried to do this with a stroke of a pen and no planning.
Where do you think the foreign aid comes from? Mars? Like what I find strange about this is the funny thing, right? Like we what I touched on before, all of that, what I was talking about in the intro, but You know what's funny about this? Like, they're uncovering all these payments from the federal government, not just USAID, right? Which I got an interesting factoid I'll bring up here in a minute. But what I find funny about all this is they're focusing on just the aid, just the humanitarian assistance that USAID gives out. 3% of their budget goes to that. They're focusing on 3% of the budget and just completely memory holing. They're not even bringing it up at all. All this other corruption, all these other payments, all this other underhanded stuff that USAID was doing. Because they agree with most of it. They think that your U.S. taxpayer dollars should go, $50,000 over here for gender studies and $2.2 million over here to fund a drag queen story hour in Brazil. Like, no, what? That's not humanitarian assistance, by the way. And let's not even mention the fact that the CIA is operating out of this. They're taking some funding from this as well. This has all been uncovered by Mike Benz. But go follow Mike Benz wherever, on X, wherever you can. Guy's a well of knowledge. He worked in the government for a very long time. He knows the ins and outs. Now, some of what he says, we can't substantiate a lot of what he says, so take it with a grain of salt. But a lot of what he says, you can go and fact check and find, holy crap, he was telling the truth. Over and over and over and over again. But my interesting little factoid I want to bring up is, it's funny that she was saying, the Associated Press is all over this. Yeah, that's just this past year, 2024. That's how much the federal government shelled out to the Associated Press. I know that's not the bombshell $8.2 million like to Politico. That's still, it's a good chunk of change, y'all. So, of course, we're going to be sweet to the federal government. How come they never go after the federal government? They never do. And they are now because Trump's in charge. They're defending all this corruption. They're defending all this evil in the government. They're defending all this wasteful spending. Just completely ignoring it all and saying, look how bad Donald Trump is. Because he cut off 3% of their budget for some humanitarian assistance. And that's not even to say it's actually cut off. It's just paused. They're not mentioning that either. It's not stopped. Of course not. They're not going to stop humanitarian aid. We're never going to stop that. We have to do that, y'all. They're mad. They are absolutely livid because we can't spread our democracy anymore. That's what they're mad about, y'all. They are pissed. And then they're just drudging up all this nonsense to make you think Donald Trump is coming in. Oh, that Elon Musk is the president, isn't he? Yes. As a matter of fact, he is. Like, we never voted for any of this. Ever. We never voted. Nobody voted to spend all this money on all these left-wing causes. Nobody did that. I'm sure the Democrats don't mind some of it. Some Democrats, but I can almost guarantee you won't get all Democrats to agree on that. If we had a big room and you take all Democrats, sit them down one by one and ask them about all this. You let them know, hey, they've been spending $1 million here for this gender studies and $85,000 over here to promote this and blah, 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 blah. They'll be like, what? No, that's not a good way to spend the money. Most of them, some of them, sure. It's just nuts what the corporate press is doing right now. We knew this was coming, right? We all knew this was going to come. We all knew the corporate press, they're going to do what they do. By God, we found out. They're getting funded by the federal government. They're being subsidized to lie to you on a daily freaking basis. And it really grinds my gears to figure this out. To find out that, they're not just sowing a narrative just for the hell of it. What are they doing? They're getting paid by the federal government to lie to you. That's what they're doing. And that pisses me off. It really, really grinds my freaking gears. I got a news article I want to touch upon right quick because You know, USAID was created with a stroke of a pen. Now, just so happens, it's been enshrined in the Constitution. But we've got a plan. We've got a workaround for this. Check this out, y'all. Oh, where's that coming from? The Associated Press. Imagine that. Trump administration plans to slash all but a fraction of USAID jobs, officials say. Check this out, y'all. The Trump administration presented a plan Thursday to dramatically cut staffing worldwide for U.S. aid. Oh, they even put U.S. aid projects. U.S. aid projects. It's not U.S. aid projects. Holy crap, y'all. This is nuts. They're just lying to you. As part of its dismantling of the U.S. Agency for International Development, leaving fewer than 300 workers out of thousands. You gotta love that. We can't take down the agency? Well, let's cut the knees off. Let's kneecap these suckers and see if we can't just wind down some of this corruption. I mean, how many staffers do you need to send aid to Uganda? To send aid to Argentina or to wherever, it doesn't matter, Afghanistan, Syria. Like, once again, it comes back to, if these countries cannot survive, literally, without our assistance, without being subsidized by the United States, then they don't deserve to exist, to be honest with you. I know that sounds harsh, but by God, we're sick and tired of U.S. taxpayer dollars going toward nonsense. Stuff that, while we have people in our own country suffering, we can't get our own house in order. And we're shelling out billions of dollars a year to these other places. Aggravates me to no end. Late Thursday, federal workers associations filed suit asking a federal court to stop the shutdown, arguing the President Donald Trump lacks the authority to shut down an agency enshrined in congressional legislation. Oh my goodness. He's not shutting it down, y'all. Absolutely not. He's going to cut the legs out from underneath it. 2 current USAID employees and 1 former senior USAID official told the Associated Press of the administration's plan presented to remaining senior officials of the agency Thursday. They spoke on the condition of anonymity due to a Trump administration order barring USAID staffers from talking to anyone outside their agency. How do you love that? They're violating a gag order coming from their boss. Hey, that's fine with me. I don't care about that. I really don't. But you see where this is going, right? The plan would leave fewer than 300 staffers on the job out of what are currently 8,000 direct hires and contractors. They, along with an unknown number of 5,000 locally hired international staffers abroad, would run the few life-saving programs that the administration says it intends to keep going for the time being. So they're telling you, we're going to keep this humanitarian aid going. And the corporate press, in all their infinite wisdom and all of their truth-telling, is coming out and telling you that, oh, he's shutting it down. Oh, this is so terrible. This is so bad. If it's that bad, I had another story I was going to cover for this segment right here. But I saw this and I went into that website that I was talking about, and I was like, let me go look up the Associated Press, because, you know, the longtime followers of this channel know I cover a lot of Associated Press articles that, generally speaking, I cover left-wing news, right? Because I don't want to be like that comment the other day, sorry. Oh, just go ahead and keep shouting in your echo chamber. Yeah, I read left-wing news to you guys. That's what I do. Like echo chamber, what? What kind of echo chamber? I get left-wing news and bounce that around inside the chamber? Like, these people just don't have a brain at all. They really don't when they leave comments like that. They're funny. I love them. I outright love these comments. Keep them coming. You leftist insanity. Just insane people. I couldn't even get that out right. You guys are just insane. Y'all are driving me up the wall. You're driving me to where I can't speak. For crying out loud, it's crazy. But you gotta love what's going on right now. And these people just consistently ignoring, just outright ignoring all this nonsense that we're uncovering, all this money that's being spent on corporate press, news websites. They're just ignoring all this as if it's not even happening. Oh, the government's not subsidizing the news that you get every day. They're not. Oh, that their employees need this. They need it, y'all. It's all for show from what's coming from the corporate press. What they're trying to do, and I understand, is propaganda, y'all. They're trying to turn the tide against Donald Trump. We knew this was going to happen. You got to stay vigilant. You got to think they're doing the right thing. They are. There's outright what they're doing is the right thing. We've got to kill the corruption in our government. I've been preaching this for a very, very long time. I am of the opinion that Congress is the most powerful institution in this country. But Donald Trump has come in and shown me off. I still think that they are very, very powerful, but Donald Trump has proven you get the right people in the right places with the right mindset. We can do a lot with the White House, with the executive branch. Executive branch does have a lot of power. Now, Congress still holds the keys to the purse. They are the ones to unlock the safe. Right? They hold the bag, if you will. They're the ones that got the wallet. Right? So they say where all this money goes. Which, another thing that just popped into my brain as I was saying that. How about that, y'all? Congress, for decades, have been funding all of this. They fund all of this. They could have easily done an audit. We've got the House Oversight Committee. They could audit all of these places. Why haven't they done so? Why did it take Donald Trump, the most hated man in elite establishment community, essentially, to come in, send in Elon Musk, who the left is in love with, by the way, to do this, to figure all this out, to expose the rot that is Washington, D.C., the corruption that has been going on right underneath our nose. Do you think Congress just didn't know this was going on? I mean, serious question for the comments. Do we think that these people were ignorant to all this money going? Like, why would USAID need a $47 billion budget? Why? If it's just humanitarian aid. That's all it is. They send food and clothing and other needs, right? That's a lot, y'all. I think it's $47 billion. I have to double check that figure. You know, if that's wrong, I'll have the figure somewhere right here by the time this goes up. That's just nuts, y'all. Like, do we really think that, like, anybody in Congress, would they really believe, oh yeah, $47 billion budget? Sure, let's sign off on that. Why not, y'all? No, of course they knew about all this. But they were willing to keep their mouth shut. Willing to just not mention this. Why did it take Donald Trump to come in and do this? This is absurd, y'all. Like, a lot of this, like, we're going to be thinking of different things, like, holy crap, just more exposing of the rot that is going on in that trash heap that they call Washington, D.C. Like, I was of the opinion for a while, and I've stated this opinion, a lot of you guys know it, I'm sure. The easiest way to clean up a lot of the corruption, at least in Congress, is to get rid of the lobby interest. Get rid of the lobby interest. That would almost immediately bankrupt Washington, D.C., from what it looks like. Loudoun County is one of the richest counties, which is right outside of D.C. It's where all the lawyers and all the lobbyists and everybody live. It's one of the richest counties. What do you think is going to happen now that USAID is going to be a paraplegic, essentially? You think it's still going to be the richest county? Oh, I'm sure they'll find their ways. See, this is what I don't get about a lot of this. Something I meant to mention earlier, but it didn't pop into my brain as I was speaking. But, I just don't get how these people can defend the corruption and not mention it whatsoever. Not a single word has come out of their mouth about any of this corruption, about any of this. It is insane to me. You've got all these employees, not a single whistleblower has come forward. Not a single whistleblower from USAID. Not a single one. Do these people just really think that this is okay? That this is what the taxpayers wanted? It's just mind-boggling to me. Once again, like I said, we're going to be thinking about things over the next several weeks. Like, just saw stuff we didn't think about before. It's going to come up about what's going on with all this. It's just mind-numbing to me. And you've got all these people talking about it, and the corporate press is outright ignoring it. No whistleblowers from the federal government. Nobody with the scruples, right? With enough scruples to say this is wrong. We should have come forward, mention this, break this news story to somebody, somewhere, somehow. Right? You got whistleblower protections all over the place. These people could come out, they would be popular instantly. Right? That's a surefire way. You want to get access to media? Start your own podcast? Blow yourself up? Become a whistleblower. You'll shine at congressional committee hearings. It's just blows my mind. They wanted this, y'all. They wanted this to remain in place. They did not think Donald Trump was going to come in with a wrecking ball. They thought, he might come in with a hammer or an axe or something. They did not realize that he was going to bring a 2-ton wrecking ball to this and just dismantle all this corruption that they've been building for decades and decades and decades. This is the best president in my lifetime, y'all. The best president in my lifetime for the exposing of this. Hats off. Shout out to Elon Musk and all of his staffers, which they're doxing, by the way. There was a segment I saw on CNN earlier doxing this guy. But hang on just a second. All right, go check out CNN. If you see anything about big balls. It's lovely. What happened is, knowing that somebody somewhere was going to try to dox this guy, CNN picks this up. And so he goes and changes his name on certain social media profiles to Big Balls. Now they're running with it. They're running with that story. A guy going by the name of Big Balls. That's not somebody we want working in our government. It's funny and it's a troll. I can almost guarantee you it's this guy, knowing this was coming, went and changed his profile name over here just for this. It's lovely. Go check it out. Go look at CNN. I'm sure you'll see it. I'm sure it's running on cable news right now as we speak. Just go check that out. You'll love it. Which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and show you that story that I was going to cover, because it is outright insane, y'all. Just blatantly, just outright insane. Check it out. Get a load of this one. A Democrat official hates Donald Trump so much that she got herself sterilized. Worried about abortion. That's right. I was going to cover that, but we're running long. So I'm sorry, y'all. I might cover it tomorrow or the next day. Might be a short segment. I might make a third video. You never know. But I think I've rambled on for long enough on this one. I want you guys to smash that like button. You thought I was going to say something different, did you? Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new around here. Share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. Just anywhere. That's the best way to help me out, and I need y'all's help, y'all. I really, really do. I need y'all's help. I want to expand and grow and spread the message out there. Get some logic behind some of this media that you're being exposed to, because we need logic, y'all. We need civility. We need people thinking about things and expressing those ideas to everybody. Getting logic back is one of my most important jobs, I guess you could say. Bringing logic, exposing the lies of the corporate press. And I need y'all's help on that. So, y'all smash that like button. That's a good way to help. And share this video. Post it on X. Post it on Facebook. Post it on anywhere you can. Any social media, truth, doesn't matter. Post it up. Let it run. thank you. I do appreciate y'all watching, especially you longtime viewers out there. I know y'all are watching. I really do appreciate you guys, man. Y'all keep me going. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all are the ones that keep me going. And y'all know who y'all are. But that's all I got on this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.